What is going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about Warner Brothers. They're planning on actually selling the company. I'm surprised. I'm lost for words. I really thought that they would never would want to do that, but they actually are planning on actually selling the company. That's insane. They have a lot of great content on their company. Like they have the Harry Potter series, they have the DCU, and many more. That's so crazy. They are planning on selling this company, and I don't know, man, if it's a good idea or not, because lots of big players actually want to get this company, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has been out since like the 1930s to 1950s. It was like one of the original three companies: Warner Brothers, and also Metro Golden Mayer, and also Universal. I think they have been there for the longest. They're like one of the first three big companies. I remember that my film teacher, that he told us there's the three main companies. It was Universal, Metro Golden Mayer, and I believe Warner Brothers was one of them, because Warner Brothers has been out for very long periods of time, and now they're planning on selling the company. It could be a good thing or maybe a bad thing. So look, here are all the people that actually are planning on buying Warner Brothers, and I'm lost for words. Apple, the fruit company. I'm playing. So, computer company. Amazon, Netflix, NBC Universal, and Paramount. I saw like a couple of days ago that Paramount wanted to really buy Warner Brothers, but they have been denied at least 3 times. They want more money, and Paramount doesn't have the money that Warner Brothers wants. Now, Apple, I really have no idea, because Apple as a streaming service, I feel like that's probably the weakest link out of all the streaming services. So like we have Netflix, HBO Max, and also Hulu, which is still connected with Disney Plus in some way, shape, or form. But Apple, it seems like that's the one that I feel like not many people have. Peacock it does really well because of WWE, and Paramount, it has some great stuff as well, and they have gotten that deal with the UFC. Like next year, they're planning on releasing pay-per-views for the UFC for free, like how they do with the pay-per-views for WWE. They're actually called PLEs. We're not going to have to buy them. We'll be able to stream them just like that for Paramount, and that's why maybe I'm planning on getting Paramount. I'm not really sure just yet. But going back to Warner Brothers and Apple, I feel like that's not a good match. What is Apple going to do with this? They're gonna have Superman use an iPhone to call somebody. That's about it. No, I'm playing though. Not really sure. Amazon, that could be a good one. Amazon, maybe that could be a really good one. Amazon Prime, they have really great stuff. They have The Boys TV show, and also Invincible. And now they will be able to have the Harry Potter series and also the DCU. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I feel like that'll be a great competition for Disney. Amazon just out of nowhere and just tries to compete with Disney. That'd be crazy. And Netflix, NBC, and Universal. Netflix, I don't know, man. Netflix is like a hit or miss. There are some TV shows that are really good, but like, I don't see it being a Netflix thing, man, because I don't know, it just doesn't really match the colors, and I feel like it's not gonna be a good thing for Warner Brothers. I just have the feeling, man. I know that Netflix has a like a good stock number. Like their stock is about like over 1,000. If you don't know about the stock exchange, well, like their stock is over $1,000. That's so crazy. And Warner Brothers, as of right now, their thing is going up because since they're planning on selling the company, maybe the holders they might want to sell their actual stocks as well. But we will see, depending on who buys it. Maybe they will want to keep that stock because of the Harry Potter series. That's why. And also the movies Dune. Those movies are doing pretty good, even though I'm not a really big fan of them. And they're pretty good, like worldwide, supposedly. The movie Sinners has given them great money as well. That was a huge hit for them, and now that Superman came out, they're barely starting with the DCU, and that has pushed them to the moon as well. So they're in good standing right now, and since now they have the funds to actually like maybe sell the company, they're thinking of doing that. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, but like those are all the major companies of right now that want to buy Warner Brothers. It's gonna sad seeing them go if like Netflix or maybe even freaking like Disney just takes it over, man. Disney out of Oh man, if Disney actually takes them over, the cool thing about that is that we are gonna have the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the DCU. They're all gonna come together, and we're gonna have one huge movie, or maybe like 2 to 3 movies. But we will see. Maybe they're just gonna milk this franchise so much, and I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for Disney to actually get this, man. I think the safest bet is for Amazon to actually get this. That'll be awesome for them. Amazon is a huge juggernaut, and also Disney. I feel like they're like the top two as of right now, and Netflix. Those are like the new big three. Like how I told you in the beginning of this podcast, Metro Golden Mayer, Universal, and Warner Brothers. They were the big three back then and have been the big three since. And now since we've been having all these streaming services, we have come a long way. New companies have taken over and they have become the biggest companies that we have seen lately. Warner Brothers, it's gonna be crazy, man. What are they gonna do with HBO Max, man? Are they still gonna keep the streaming service? I'm not really sure what is going to happen with them, man, because fuck, it's really gonna suck seeing HBO Max go. I feel like that's my favorite streaming service that I have. Netflix is alright, but HBO Max, I think it has like way better stuff. Like even the Welcome to Derry TV show is about to come out this Sunday, and man, I'm not really sure what are they gonna do with HBO Max if one of these companies gets their hands on Warner Brothers. I really had no idea, man. I'm not really sure if it's gonna be a great thing or a bad thing. And now, speaking of streaming services, the prices for HBO Max, guys, has actually gone up again. This is the third time it has gone up. So, like it says right here, HBO Max is raising prices across all plans effectively immediately. So, look, the standard version is gonna be monthly is gonna be $18.49, $1.50 per month increase. The annual is gonna be $15 per year increase. Now it's gonna be $184.99. And now the premium version is gonna be $2 per month increase, $22.99. The annual $20 per year increase, now $230, $229.99. Dude, I was so surprised when I saw the email. They sent me an email just a couple of days ago that they were gonna push it, man, to even more now, to $1.50. It was $16.49 that I was paying for HBO Max. Now it's gonna be extra now. It's gonna be $18.49 per month. Dude, That's so crazy. It's so insane, man. It's so insane that this basically like cable now. That's how cable used to be back then. If you guys didn't have cable back then and just grew up with the streaming services, dude, back then this was like the prices for direct TV if you used to have it, or dish. These like were the big prices back then that we're actually getting there. Yeah, man, it's so crazy how the prices are skyrocketing. Also because like the economy is just going up and up and up. Mm, it's just crazy, man. Now the other thing I want to speak to you about is about Stranger Things. Stranger Things is supposedly gonna come out around December time, and they actually are planning on actually releasing the finale on AMC. Like AMC and Netflix, they're actually planning on working together on this, and that's pretty cool. It could be a great idea for them, for both companies, because Stranger Things, it is like, as of right now, I believe it is the biggest show that Netflix has. At the time of recording this podcast, I feel like that is their biggest show they have, their biggest hit. And since they're planning on releasing it on AMC, the finale, that is pretty good. That's a pretty good idea because lots of fans will want to go see it in the movie theaters, out of all places, and not just only just watch it in their homes. That's a pretty good idea. A pretty smart move for Netflix to do that, and also for AMC to actually let them release, I believe, just the final episode on AMC. That's pretty awesome. So look, it says right here, Netflix is now reportedly planning to release the Stranger Things finale in theaters, same day that it airs on Netflix. And also they previously said no to releasing it in theaters, but talks have evolved. See, so they are in talks of actually doing this, and that's pretty awesome. Let's see how that turns out, man. That could be a game changer. Like if maybe Amazon Prime will want to release like the finale of The Boys or something like that, or Invincible on Cinemark out of all places. So yeah, that'd be awesome, you know? That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, man. It's just so crazy how far we have come. Like the streaming services, they're the things that have been taken over. They are the main companies now. It's not just the movie companies like Columbia Pictures, Universal, Metro Golden Mayer. Like Amazon bought Metro Golden Mayer. Yeah, they're not the main companies anymore. The streaming services are the main ones. So crazy how times change. We have evolved. So crazy. The next thing I wanted to speak to you about is about It, Welcome to Derry. Some reviews have come out for this TV show, and the critics actually give this a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics side, not the actual audience score. 79%, that's a C plus, and usually that's in the middle, you know? That's usually in the middle. And I feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what the critics think. I feel like they're gonna be alright. They really are gonna do fine. Lots of people who are a fan of the It movies, or even of Stephen King himself, they are gonna still watch this TV show, and they are gonna have a blast. Well, it depends. Hopefully it is good, you know. For 5 episodes, I feel like it should be more, man. It should be at least maybe like 13 episodes, you know. But 5 episodes, that's all we're really getting for that TV show. And they had mentioned that Pennywise is not really going to come out until close to the ending of the TV show. We will see how that turns out, man. But I'm still excited to actually watch that TV show, because movie It was actually pretty good. Like I told you guys before, I have seen it a couple of times, and they are pretty good movies. I still prefer the newer versions instead of the ones that came out like in the 90s. The newer versions are way, way better, you know. But yeah, That's what I really think about the Welcome to Derry series. Doesn't really matter what the critics think. It all really matters if the audience really like it or not. And now switching gears, guys. The last thing I want to speak to you about, it is about Halo. It's finally coming to the PlayStation. The war is finally over. PlayStation has won against Xbox. Halo was always the biggest franchise that Xbox have had. This was the series that actually launched the Xbox to stardom. And finally, PlayStation got their hands on Halo. It's over for Xbox, dude. Or maybe they just only want to make more money to get more players to play their games. But yeah, that's crazy. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought that Halo was going to come to PlayStation? Wow. It really is over, man. PlayStation won the war. If you don't really know that much about games, well, the Xbox and the PlayStation, these are the two main systems, the two main game systems that people always go up against each other. Like, for example, Apple versus Windows. It's almost like that, but in the gaming world. Yeah, PlayStation actually got their hands on Halo, and that's very surprising. That's awesome for them. Around the middle of the year, they actually got Gears of War as well, like the very first game. But I'm sure like they are gonna plan on releasing the second and third and fourth games on their platform as well. But that's dope, man. That it is really awesome that Halo it is coming to the PlayStation out of all places, and also the PC as well for Steam. Yeah, that's a crazy move, man. That's really awesome. And it's gonna come out on spring 2026, dude. That's dope. That is really awesome for PlayStation. Congrats, man. That is so awesome. Does that mean will we ever get like the God of War games on Xbox one day? Maybe so. Or maybe not. Or like The Last of Us on Xbox. It just doesn't hit, man. It just doesn't sound right, but that's what we got, man. That's what we are getting. On spring 2026, Halo is coming to the PlayStation. But that is awesome for the PlayStation. That's really awesome. Lots of more games might even come in for the PlayStation. The games that used to be Xbox exclusives, more of them might even come out on the PlayStation. But we will see about that, man. That's insane. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening, guys. We have made it to episode 150. 150 episodes, man, of consistently posting at least one episode per week since December of 2022. That's so crazy, man. 150 episodes I've been posting this podcast, man. Thank you if you are a fan of this podcast. If you are new here, man, make sure to subscribe to this channel or wherever you are listening to this podcast. Make sure to tell your neighbor or your friend that you enjoy this podcast and also recommend it to them as well. Subscribe to it, man, because I like talking about horror stuff. I like talking about combat sports sometimes with y'all, and also about pop culture itself. There's a lot of great things going on, man, and it's just awesome that I've actually made it to episode 150, dude. I really thought maybe I was gonna stop like in episode 10 and maybe not even continue on with this podcast, but I've been going at it, man, every single week for 150 weeks straight. Yeah, man, I'm proud of myself. I really am. And thank you so much, man, for always coming back and listening to this podcast. If you were here since the beginning, yeah, man, thank you so much for always listening, and hopefully you keep coming back. And yeah, man, make sure to follow this podcast in whichever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora. Make sure to follow it. And like I said, recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports, horror stuff, and anything pop culture related. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.